So here we are at London Heliport. This is probably about the closest place that you can land to the Reform Club legally. But this is Flight Sim, so we're not too worried about legal. And we're really putting the fog in Phileas Fogg today. This is what you might call a P Super at London. So we take off from the airport, the heliport, and we'll head north along the river. Really not very much to see at all. However, we see Battersea Power Station here on the right emerging from the gloom. Listed building, used to be an active power station, not anymore. We continue our way along the river, literally crawling our way along, not much to see at all. Keeping a good eye out for Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. Oi, there they are on the left. So brakes on, and nearly missed it. But from Big Ben, you can find your way to the Reform Club quite easily. So we'll get ourselves situated, get ourselves sorted out, and we want to head over towards Big Ben, over the top of the Houses of Parliament, and then if we turn to the right, we'll see the buildings here. Quite a substantial building there with the sort of hole in the middle. These are all government buildings, and as we pick our way along over the top of these, we're just about to pass over Downing Street, home of the Prime Minister, and just the other side of Horse Guards, which is where they do the Trooping of the Colour, big open space in London. We come across the Duke of York statue, and this is the Duke of York of the Grand Old Duke of York nursery rhyme. That was built using the money of each member of the British Army at the time donated a day's salary in order to pay for that statue, which amounted to around £2.5 million in today's money. And that was the statue that was built in his honour, and he transformed the British Army at the time, which helped defeat the Napoleonic Wars. So here we are hovering over Pall Mall, and the zebra crossing there is literally leading almost to the front door of the Reform Club itself, and Passepartout is sitting in there waiting for Mr. Phileas Fogg, who's just about to put us down on the zebra crossing, and Passepartout can make a quick exit. Zebra crossing in the UK, and if you're not aware, that's a pedestrian crossing, and all you need to do is stand at the side of the road and the cars will stop. So as we lift our way off of Pall Mall, just over to the left is the Mall, and if we do a high-speed run down there, we approach Buckingham Palace itself. Flag is up, which would imply that the King is in residence, so we won't hang around too long, otherwise we'll probably get a phone call from the CAA. Now, this was a really long, boring, low-vis, horrible leg, just trying to find the VOR there for Biggin Hill, and literally just crawling our way along. Really, really uninteresting. It did get a little bit easier towards the end because of a bit of a graphical glitch with the airport scenery, which made it quite visible, sort of appearing out of the gloom. Got a little bit lost in the immediate approach of the airfield itself. There was obviously no trees to find. Had a bit of a near miss with a building or two, but eventually found ourselves on a taxiway, and from there was able to navigate to the parking of choice, which is the general aviation parking, which is actually where I did some flying lessons from. And there's a nice little cafe. The building just in the far end there is a nice little cafe with a good view out over the airfield. If ever you're passing that way, you can sit and have a coffee. There's a couple of Spitfires at Biggin Hill, which are always nice to listen to and watch as they depart. No flying of Spitfires today, however, but yeah, quite thankful that we made that flight successful. And then it'll be on to leg 2.